Kisuk Wishnam, Kisuk Kukit, Kisuk Korquiet, Kapi Nishkish. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of the day you are listening to this. Welcome back to another Wealthy Warrior Wednesdays. I'm your host, Peter Not So White. And just to get it out of the way, right away, I've been kind of pondering on it and thinking about it. And I'm planning on taking off for, I think, 5 weeks on the Powwow Trail. And instead of worrying about finding a good place to record, editing, all those things, finding a coffee shop so I can edit, so I can save my data, I'm going to be taking a break, a hiatus for August. Basically August until maybe the first week or second week of September. So there will not be any Warrior Wednesdays throughout August. But I am kind of contemplating and thinking on doing a more vlog style type, so I can kind of show you a little bit on my travels, where I go, what I'm doing, who I'm seeing. Like I see a lot of people throughout the Powwow Trails. I go travel through some interesting places. There's a couple places that I'm planning on suiting up and dancing at, so be in store for that. But if you are interested in watching a vlog type style of content, I'm gonna start doing like a GoFundMe type thing, but just through my PayPal to buy a GoPro Hero 10, because I'm already putting a lot of money and time into this podcast, which I'm super grateful for, because I get the messages to you. So you as my wealthy warriors, I'm asking you, if you want this vlog style type, help me out on my Zem, I think it's Zem. In my Zem link, I'll provide it in the description. There's a little under my photo, there's a little PP, that's a PayPal app, and I will start to fund in my PayPal funds to get a GoPro Hero 10, and I think they're roughly around $450, and then you can come with me on my travels to powwows and my travels throughout my Powwow Trail. Usually I usually start off in June, the middle of June, but just with work and things like that, I decided to only go for a month this year. But I'm super excited for that, and I'm hoping that you want to see more of that stuff. It's a little different. It won't be so much of this motivational, inspiring type talks, but it'll be a good time to connect more and see how I live when I'm on the road, because it's definitely not for everyone, that style of life, because I'm tenting it, I'm camping at these places, I'm on the road a lot, I'm going to laundromats in random cities to wash my clothes, but it's exciting because I meet a lot of people, I travel, and I just get to see the world and be in the moment. So let me know if you're interested in that. Comment in the description, also in the comments, wherever you're watching this, with a let's see a vlog style type. Let me know if you want to see that. And today I want to talk about when I do these podcasts, and I'll say things multiple times. You might notice that, how I will talk about one thing and then later on bring it back up, and I'll bring it up a couple times, because sometimes when I'm actually talking and I'm doing these podcasts, they're also allowing me to heal. because it's giving me the power to speak it for the very first time. Because when we think things, it's a totally different thing when you actually say it out loud. It has more power to it when you say the words physically. And that's another reason why, I've been so vulnerable and I've been so open on all my platforms, on my social medias, this podcast, is because that's another way of allowing me to heal. Because for many years, I was emotionally numb. I emotionally numbed myself. And that's another reason why booze and drinking were such a huge factor in my life, because it allowed me to stay numb. So I wouldn't feel those feelings. And sometimes I would, more so when I was blacked out, I guess, but not all the time, and that's the same that goes with you. When you are healing through things and you're growing through situations, sometimes it's just powerful to say these things out loud. You don't have to say them to anyone. You could just go to a quiet place in your house where no one's around, and you could just write things out and say them out loud to yourself. Or you can go for walks in nature, in quiet places, and just say these things out loud. Or you can go to a therapist. Talking to a therapist and a place where you can actually be vulnerable with no judgment is so powerful when you can say things and there's no judgment there. That's one thing that I love about going to a counselor and seeing a therapist, is because sometimes that's all I need to do. Is just say it out loud for someone to listen with no judgment behind it. And there's things that I've talked about where I've never said to anyone else, and there was no judgment behind it, and it allowed me to release that. It allowed me to start to heal. It allowed that journey, that path. Because when we're at our most vulnerable times, that's, it's a place not a lot of people like to go, because it's an uncomfortable place, and our subconscious mind loves to be comfortable. It doesn't like progression. It doesn't like growth. It likes to save energy any way it can, and it just wants to go the easiest path every day. It just wants to do the mundane things. And that's not what we're meant to do in life. We're meant to progress. And when we progress in life, that's when you become happy. When you actually take a look back at a month ago, 2 months ago, even a week ago, or a year ago, on how far you've come, that's where you feel that happiness. That's where you feel that gratitude for pushing yourself past your limits to grow. And that's, I've taken a look back at my life, and even a year ago, I've grown so much, and I'm super happy and I'm super grateful. And it was kind of crazy because the past couple mornings, I used to never be a morning person until I started to create it as a habit. I get up, I have the habit now of smiling and saying Sukani Napika for allowing me to wake up. And then I'll get up, and depending on what, the sun's been coming out a little earlier now, I'll open the blinds and just crack the curtains a little bit so some sunlight can come in, not much, just a little bit. And as I'm walking, I'll just keep saying thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Every time my foot hits the ground, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'll just keep saying that to myself. And then I'll drink my water, turn on my lights, comb my hair, I'll brush it out, and I'll throw out my yoga mat and I'll drink my water, and I'll get my organs, moving and flowing, and I just get the body waking up by doing stretching, getting my muscles warmed up, stretching them. Some days it's a little harder than others depending on what I've done in the gym prior to that morning. And right away after that, after my stretching, I'll turn my water on to boil for my coffee, and then I'll lay down and I'll meditate for 10 to 15 minutes. And that first half an hour is time for myself. That is time for me to grow. And even if you don't have a half an hour in the morning, you should be giving yourself at least 10 minutes when you wake up to meditate, to be vulnerable with yourself, to be with yourself. And a lot of people don't like to do that. A lot of people don't like to be alone with themselves, because that's it's an unknown place. Your body's not used to that. We're always used to thinking and procrastinating or worrying about the future or holding on to the past. We never just focus on this moment. And even these last couple weeks, as I'm getting ready, I just feel super happy. I just feel grateful. It's a hard feeling to describe. And this past week, I've been feeling that a lot more often in the mornings. And I really enjoy my morning routine. And like I said, I never used to be a morning person. I used to hate mornings. I used to wake up 5-10 minutes before I had to head off to work, and then be like everyone else, rush out the door, drinking my coffee, stressed out, aggravated, just not living a mentally sound life. But over time, I've created that. And yes, some mornings I don't want to get out of bed. Some mornings I'm just tired, I've had it, I'm like, I should just sleep in a little bit more. And I know that's my subconscious mind. And I've trained myself to not do that now. So I just get up anyways, because I know I'm going to feel better once I do it. That's like going to the gym. Some days I don't feel like going to the gym, but those are the days that you grow the most. And after you get there, you're super grateful that you made it there. Sometimes I'll not want to go to the gym, and I'll end up getting a better workout than if I was pumped to go to the gym. It's kind of crazy, hey? So when I talk about these things and I share this stuff, I'm healing myself as well. You're on this journey with me. And I don't have it all together. I don't. You may think that I have it all together. You may think that my life is perfect. You may think that all of these things. But it's just not true. Because nothing will ever be perfect. My life will never be perfect. But I'm okay with that, because that leaves room to progress, to grow, to become the next best version of myself. And I like Matthew McConaughey. I watched a clip by him, and when he was becoming a young, inspiring actor, someone asked him who his hero was, and he said it was me in 5 years from now. And then 5 years passed, and that same person asked him, so are you your hero yet? And he's like, I'm not even close, my hero is the next person I see in 5 years. And he kept saying that, his hero was his future self. And I'm sure he still has that mindset on that growth. And that's what I'm starting to do with myself. I'm starting to just trust the process. I'm just starting to, allow these things that I say actually be a part of my life. And it's not easy sometimes. It's not easy. But as they say, easy come, easy go. The reason why they're hard is because that means that it's worth it, that it's sustainable, that it's meant to be. So choose the hard route, but allow yourself to have balance as well. Because like I've talked about before, rest is where you truly grow. And I have made my sleep a priority. I also have a sleeping routine where I will take a shower, and at the very end of that shower, I always turn it cold, because that cold water allows me to start to cool down. This nighttime routine lets my body know that it's time to start to wind down. It's time to get ready for bed. And with that cold shower, it cools my body temperature down, cools my body down, tells it to get ready for bed. And before I go to bed, I always like to reflect throughout my day, and I always, all the things that had happened, and I always end up saying thank you for everything that happened, and that allows my body to end on a note of gratitude every night. And so if you are interested, like I mentioned, about the vlog style on my travels this summer, then comment in wherever you're watching this, comment down below, or hit the Zem app, the Zem link, and hit the PP sign. It's a P and a P, that's for PayPal. And let's get this start going, because I leave for the Powwow Trail. I start the very last weekend of July. So let's get this going if you want to see my travels more. So with that, I'm going to end this podcast. Sukini, Dagas, and remember, everything always happens for the right reasons. See you next Wednesday, all my warriors. Take care.